So go ahead and give your neighbor a handshake. If you're not sitting next to anybody, don't worry about it. So how many think that they'll never forget what just happened to them? Good. So humans learn more from trauma and physical or social interaction a lot more than just visual learning. When you're beginning to ride a bike or learning a new martial art, interaction is a huge part of the learning process, and the same could apply towards subjects you learn in school, such as mathematics. Throughout our educational career, we have been taught only one strategy of retaining knowledge. The standard lecture has been seen throughout K through 12 and college. Just this year, our math department saw a change in the way we are taught math, and what level students should be placed when they begin college. So first I will talk about the problem with using lectures in math class. Then I will discuss the causes of why students fail to pass math due to lectures. And finally, I will discuss solutions math instructors could use to benefit the students' learning ability. So, here's my first main topic. Lectures dull students' learning ability. So the average attention span for a student is around 10 through 18 minutes long, and in both K through 12, or K through 12 and college, the lectures can last for more than an hour, especially in college where it's, I think, 3+ hours. Also, the lack of community within the classroom kind of makes the students hesitant to ask questions towards the instructor or other students, just mainly because they're shy. So now that I covered some of the problems, I'm going to go on to some of the causes of why students fail to pass math due to lectures. So math is the toughest subject in school that most students seem to find themselves repeating in both K through 12 and college, mainly in K through 12 since it's seen in high school that students begin at Algebra 1 and they end at Algebra 1 in their senior year. Due to the repetition in the material, a lot of students find themselves become unmotivated, and that kind of causes them to not try enough and get the grade that they want. Also, some students feel that some lectures can be either too fast or too slow, so that kind of conflicts with the 10 through 18 minute window that they have of attention span. So now that I covered some of the causes of why lectures negatively impact the student's learning ability, I'll go towards more of the solutions of how instructors can benefit the students besides using lectures. So with reduced lecture time, the instructors can use that time to benefit the students by developing communities and getting them to interact with the material and experiment with the material on the board so they can see everything in front of their eyes. One example I could use is my professor. Actually, she at the beginning of the class, she would pick a few students randomly from the roll call, and she would assign them a problem to do in front of the class. But before that, she would ask us a few icebreaker questions, so that would get the student to open up to the rest of the class, and students will feel more compelled to ask you if they need help on any of the material. Also, after we return to our seats, we begin discussing the material with our peers around our table. And after a 10-minute lecture, we stand up and find a spot on one of the whiteboards. and we just discussed with our group. We analyzed the material, and also through that interaction, roles of leadership begin to emerge. So not only will we help students that are in our group, but we also take the initiative of helping other students outside our group. So everyone is helping each other at the end of the day. And according to Professor Lee here at Citrus, on March 22nd on the Citrus Clarion, students are able to peek at other boards and get ideas when they are stuck. In this setting, natural leadership occurs and students jump into helping one another. So now that concludes the end of my speech. So I begin discussing the problems of using lectures in math classes, following with the causes of why students fail to pass math through the lectures, and concluded with my last point with how or what solutions math instructors can use to benefit their students' learning ability. Lectures in mathematics have little dominance over the classroom and is not a good teaching strategy to improve a student's learning ability. Hopefully we'll be the last generation where lectures in mathematics existed and the founders of better teaching strategies. Thank you for listening.